Hi there, welcome to I'll on Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Virgo energy. And for this round, we're going to do a 10 card spread. And we're going to see what's going on in Virgo energy. If you harness high vibe Virgo energy, you'd probably like to hang out with other people who do, but not everybody does. Some people harness a more worldly focused Virgo energy, a more shadowy Virgo energy. Life's all about learning lessons, and some people have freed themselves from some things that manipulate them more so than other people. People can be manipulated by their pride and their ego and their fear and their insecurity and their self-limiting beliefs or their lust or their greed. Some people in their Virgo energy are all about the things of the world, either to indulge himself or money and materialism or status and image is the most important thing in their life because they're sure that will make them be the answer to all their problems. And they haven't been enlightened to the truth that it's love that makes it all worthwhile. And people have lessons to learn about things like that. So, we're also going to get a Mystic Souls Positive Personality Oracle. See what wants to come out from there. People in high vibe Virgo energy are willing to do the inner work to look at the things they'd probably prefer to keep hidden in the dark, probably about their more codependent or immature nature, and other people don't want to see the truth. And we can't make other people deal with their pain or their heartbreak or grow up or mature themselves. Okay, we're going to take the one that was sticking out called Lionheart. Fearless, courageous, gallant. So kind of makes me think, of course, of Leo energy, and Leo energy is about being in life-giving energy, offering yourself love and compassion, forgiveness for the mistakes you've made in life, the lessons you've had to learn, having freed yourself to let the past go, and offering forgiveness to other people. Everybody's just where they're at in learning lessons, not going to stay in your ego about it, going to keep not giving up on your dreams. But you might know some other people who definitely operate from their ego. And those would be people that you've learned you don't want to hang out with. So, the overarching reason for the reading is the Queen of Pentacles. I view that as Taurus energy. And it has to do with our philosophy of life. You know, the Queen of Pentacles also can be about workplaces, family dynamics, friendships, romantic relationships, marriages. Some people have emotionally grown and matured themselves. The feminine figures can talk about how we think and feel. And some people want to repeat an old pattern. They have a way of viewing life, and that's how they want to live their life. And they might not want to move forward in life any differently. And we have to see the truth of that too. Everybody has a way of viewing life that they think is the way to live life, is the dream life, will make them happy. And sometimes their view of life and what they're motivated and inspired by, and our view of life and what we're motivated and inspired by is different. So we start out with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords, being inspired by our truth. Everybody's inspired by their own truth. Then we have this card that isn't showing itself. That people can harness this energy differently, and we can get in relationships with people and we don't know that. They don't know that you can harness it in a more high vibrational way, and you don't know that they harness it in a more worldly focused way. The Knight of Cups, Pisces energy, which Pisces energy also has to do with emotionally, what do we find fulfilling? What do we like to invest our time, energy, effort into that we think makes us happy? Is it ourself? Is it indulging in these things of the world? Is it ego and image? Other people are motivated by love. And high vibe Pisces is about learning to love yourself, learning lessons in life, being more independent of these things that can manipulate us, our own ego, fearful, shadowy nature, and other people in our life. And some people don't want to be independent of the world and their worldly view of life. They also could have other people in their life that they don't want to become independent of. Those people that they could be codependent on could be a family member or their original family or a friend group. I want to be in relationships, but you're like a third party to that relationship. That is my primary relationship. If those people say to let you go, I will let you go. Because I'm not willing to be more independent. And sometimes it's just I'm not willing to be more independent of this worldly way of looking at life. That is what's most important to me. So people are taking action based on their truth. And some people right now could be getting in a mismatched relationship. High vibe people are listening to their intuition about the people they are getting in relationships with because they've learned to listen to their intuition, where before they maybe didn't. And they previously, Pisces can talk about our intuition. How many times do we get in a relationship and our intuition was maybe screaming at us, I don't think we should do this, this isn't a good idea, but we did it anyway. What some people don't know about you with this card not showing itself is that you have learned a lesson to listen to your intuition, and you've also learned to love yourself, be more independent, appreciate what you bring to the table, your own unique talent, skills, and interests, and that you are a loving, nurturing, supportive, encouraging person. You would be someone that would be a good employee, a good friend, and a good romantic partner, and a good marriage partner. And you've appreciated that fact about that you do have these traits, qualities, and characteristics, emotionally mature, that you bring to a relationship. And you're not going to indulge in illusion anymore. And other people who don't want to do love, who just want to indulge in a relationship and have illusions about what it means to be in a relationship. So then we go to the next row, and again, we have a card not showing itself, the High Priestess. Some people use their intuition in a shadowy way, just like a scam artist. All the people that are spending billions of money and hiring lots of employees to do like telephone call scams and computer scams and all that, they could use all their resources for good. But some people use all their resources to try to manipulate people, control people, indulge in relationships with people, and they use their intuition in a shadowy way. And also they can be secretive, is what the High Priestess and kind of a shadowy energy could be. And the High Priestess is also Pisces Cancer energy. They might be people who don't really like to connect in with their emotions and their intuition. They align with their more worldly nature, these things of the world, themselves, that they're motivated and inspired by, not to connect in with their emotions and their intuition and more loving nature. They could reject that. That is not what they invest in. What they don't know about some of the people in their life is those people do invest in listening to their intuition and being willing to get out of their ego and learn lessons in life and emotionally grow and mature themselves. And when they get in these mismatched relationships, things probably aren't going to work out very well. So then we have the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. We can all get in friendships, relationships, and workplaces with people having hope and faith and belief that we can work together cooperatively and have this new beginning in a workplace, friendship, or romantic relationship. But as time goes by, then we have the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. Some people are motivated and inspired to stand up and believe in their dreams. The Hangman is Pisces energy. I have this dream, the Seven of Pentacles, that I want to invest in. And in High Vibe Page of Pentacles, in all three of their earth sign energies, their Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus energy, some people are all in on, I have hope and faith and belief and love. That's what I want to build a foundation on. We all can put in work and effort to have stability and security and enjoy some of the finer things in life. But my worldly philosophy of life is that I want to invest in authentic, loving, just, fair, emotionally mature relationships. And I am willing to be a student of life. I am willing, the Hangman talks about, to try to look at things from other people's perspectives and as I go through life, and if at certain times in my life I feel kind of stuck, is what the Hangman talks about. I do this work within myself to pause. Kind of the Seven of Wands can be wait. Do I want to keep investing in what I'm investing in? Because I'm starting to feel stuck. Like, why do I feel stuck? Why? What's going on? And so then they're kind of inspired to get to the truth. Our Virgo energy is the one who goes within to come out with Ace of Pentacles. I have seen the truth. I have learned a lesson. I have healed. I've grown. I've matured. I've looked at life differently in some way. So, high vibe people during periods of their life will get to know people, work with people, be in certain jobs. But then, as they're moving forward, if the people they're in a relationship with seem to be holding back in the Four of Pentacles, not really opening up, being kind of closed off or kind of selfish with their time, their energy, or their effort, or maybe they seem to start to get caught up in more of these things of the world instead of listening to love and intuition to guide them, well, then we can kind of be inspired to wait. I don't know if I want to keep investing in this, because in shadowy Pisces of the Hangman, I could feel like someone's kind of operating more from their prideful, egotistical nature. Why are you seeming to be defensive? Why aren't we continuing to invest in high vibe Pisces energy, listening to our intuition, let love and our intuition guide our steps as we're moving forward? And maybe we could sense that other people might want to invest in their more immature worldly nature instead of their more hopeful believing nature. And at any time, people can kind of, because we can all be tempted by all these things of the world, and we can be tempted by our more selfish nature, immature nature, prideful nature, defensive nature, ego nature. And we can kind of want things to go the way we want it to go. Or we can get to a certain point in a relationship. We have a lot of things to navigate in relationships and workplaces and all those things. And then it does kind of get to a point where, things might need to change, and we've navigated all these other things. But now we're at a point in time in the relationship where, if we move forward differently, that could kind of be unknown territory, because Pisces energy is also represented by the moon. And it does require us to step out of our comfort zone and have some hope and faith and belief in our dreams, and being willing to get out of our more defensive nature to have hope and faith and belief in ourselves and in love and the people that we're in a relationship with. And sometimes when a relationship gets to that point where people would kind of have to look at life differently, and it could require, the Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy about our philosophy of life. Well, they'd have to incorporate kind of a new way of looking at things into their way that they view life. And then that would kind of affect how they make decisions in their life going forward. And some people can have a problem with that, because in order to incorporate that new way of looking at life, I would maybe have to do some inner work to figure out why I'm kind of defensive to that. And it could even be where the relationship emotionally grows and matures itself and goes to the next level, where people would have to go is kind of outside their comfort zone. And in order to move forward in like unknown territory where they haven't been before, they do have to let love and intuition guide them. And that maybe isn't something they're comfortable with. And some people are like, no, you can go. I'm going to do this again. This is my comfort zone, and I want to stay in it. We're either willing to expand our perception of ourselves and the world around us, and how we view ourselves, how we view others, how we view relationships, see things from a different perspective, try to see things from other people's perspectives, Or we're kind of tempted to align with our more stubborn, egoic nature, where I don't want to look at life any differently. I don't want to look at things from your perspective or any other perspective. I have a way of viewing life and a way of viewing relationships, a way of viewing the world, a way of how I want to live my life that they think would be emotionally fulfilling. But other people could feel stuck in that same type of workplace or relationship because things aren't changing. Things aren't like growing and maturing over time. Like we're staying stuck in stagnant energy. Why are we so defensive to being willing to get out of our defensive nature, our ego nature, to maybe admit that we got some lessons to learn in life? We'd have to maybe work through, why do I hold back from emotionally growing and maturing myself? Why do I hold back from maybe more emotionally investing in a relationship? And for some people, that's not the type of relationship they want to do. I don't want to more emotionally invest in it. And it can be kind of in shadowy Pisces and shadowy Leo and ego nature. I kind of have this way of viewing life, and I kind of like to indulge myself in relationships, but I don't really want to emotionally invest like authentically in it. Because high vibe Leo would be to authentically invest myself in it. I get out of my defensive nature. I get out of my self protective nature. I would have to be willing to open up. If we add the 1 pentacle to the 4 of pentacles, we'd have the 5 of pentacles, which is moving away and moving forward with this new way of looking at life, some healing, growing, maturing, to let go of an old way of viewing life. And if we were to do that, then we would be investing in our more, maybe our inner child nature of hope and faith and belief in love. But some people are defensive to that. I am not. I do not let my more hopeful, believing inner child nature out to play in the world. They could get hurt. I operate from my ego nature of defensiveness to being hurt authentically. So I have this illusion I can get in relationships, work together with people, and not really authentically invest in them. You are in a relationship with my more emotionally defensive nature, my ego nature, my cardboard cutout person. I do not let my more authentic, hopeful, believing, loving nature out to play in the world. And that's when some people are like, they feel stuck. They want that person to move forward with them in a relationship. They thought a dream was going to come into reality, but they feel stuck in the relationship with that person because that person really doesn't, high vibe Pisces and people in high vibe Virgo who've learned all these lessons in life, they don't have these things that manipulate them. They freely give of themselves. They're loving, they're giving, they're nurturing, they're supportive, they're encouraging. They know how to fill their own cup emotionally. They can replenish themselves. But some people haven't learned how to replenish themselves, so they're probably because they haven't learned to emotionally invest in themselves, to love themselves, and heal from their past pain and heartbreak and their fear and their insecurities and all those things that make them defensive to being more authentic. And so they kind of don't give to themselves to be able to more freely give to others. People get in a relationship with them, they feel stuck, and they could kind of feel like the relationship is more based on maybe ego or image. It's working, it makes practical logical sense, but and the sex could be good, but I kind of feel like, why are we in this relationship? Is it more because of your defensiveness or your fears, or it's good for your ego and your image? I thought I was going to be in a relationship with someone who really wanted to invest in love, have deep, meaningful relationships. That was my idea of the dream life, but you seem to be okay with just maybe making it more about the world. And in their Capricorn and Taurus energy, not their Virgo energy, their Virgo nature is more aligned with these things of the world. And you wanted to be in a relationship with someone who, in all three of their earth sign natures, was invested in wanting to be in relationships based on love. And they could be more about these things of the world, defensiveness, ego, image. And they think those things will make them happy, that love is like optional. If there's love, there's love. But if you can be loving, but I'm going to be defensive to investing in being more authentic. I'll be in a relationship with you. I might put work and effort in a relationship. I'll present myself as maybe a loving, warm family person to you and out in the world, but I don't really authentically do love. And that's when some people are like, I'm leaving. And I have to look at life from a different perspective. Do I want to stay in jobs or friendships or relationships where I could feel like people are maybe trying to emotionally manipulate me? Use my loving nature, or if I bring talent and skill to a job, but they're kind of defensive or bossy or controlling or manipulative or stubborn or immature, do I really want to keep being in workplaces and relationships with people who are like that? And so then the high vibe people have to do this work within themselves to love and believe in themselves, to believe in their dreams. I can stay in this, but I feel like I'm settling more for the illusion of what I wanted than really investing in my dream and what I really wanted. And I think high vibe people try to offer love and encouragement to other people in the world, for them to love and believe in themselves and stand up for themselves and listen to their intuition and invest in loving their own inner child nature. Some people are just in codependent energy and they want you to indulge them in their more codependent energy, and they want you to be in more codependent energy and not really be like your own best mother, father, coach voice in your head, to give yourself the things that you wish other people would have given you, to get out of that more codependent energy and to stand up for yourself and what you believe in. Truth, love, authenticity, being more bold and brave and confident, aligning with my more creative, inspired, hopeful, believing nature than my more worldly nature, codependent nature, prideful nature, defensive nature. I don't like those things manipulating me. I have done this work and I will do this work to free myself so I'm not manipulated by those things. And that's when you're enlightened to the truth and positive, high vibe hangman energy. In your Virgo energy, you did the work to realize if you don't do this work within yourself, you're going to be stuck letting different things within you and other people in your life and other people, the world, manipulating you in your fear, your insecurity, your pride, and ego. High vibe Virgo energy is about knowing your worth and value, being more independent in the world. There's other people in the world that have freed themselves from their more worldly nature, who've been enlightened to the truth, that are standing up for themselves, waiting for other people to get out of these kind of mismatched relationships so they can invest in someone who's been enlightened to the truth just like them. And some of you are those type of people wondering if anybody else you're going to meet is going to get out of letting all these things manipulate them. You defining your worth and value. My worth and value isn't dependent on if I'm in a relationship or not, what I wear, what I drive, how much money I have. What makes me a person that's valuable is I'm authentic, I'm stable, I'm grounded, I'm hopeful, I'm believing. I don't use my resources, my emotions, my sexuality, my mind to try to manipulate and control people. I'm authentic and loving and encouraging. Who wants to do this type of relationship? And there's some people that will turn their back to you. Nope, you view life differently. Nope, I'm going to go find someone who doesn't maybe listen to their intuition, hasn't learned to love themselves, who will either is caught up in these same things of the world that I am, or hasn't seen through the illusion that I am kind of more about myself. And so long as they're willing to invest in me and maybe make me the center of their attention because I make me the center of my attention, well, you've been illuminated to the truth about me. Some people you do know are narcissistic, materialistic, superficial, and shallow, and you stood up for yourself and didn't want to invest in those people anymore. But if they can go find someone else who hasn't been illuminated to the truth of who they are, who's willing to invest in them, thinking one day a dream's going to come into reality, well, as long as those people haven't seen the truth yet, they'll keep indulging in a relationship with them for as long as it lasts. And eventually, when the next people in their life are like, wait a minute, is this dream ever going to come into reality? I had a dream. You seem to not really put work and effort and actually seem to be defensive to bringing that dream into reality. And then those people will move on from them if they are willing to work through their own fears and insecurities of becoming independent of them and loving and believing in themselves enough to believe in their dreams and not settle for less than they deserve. And the people in your life currently, and you have been communicating your truth with people, the people in your life who are on the same page as you are people who want to work together with you and hold on to you because you are this emotionally nurturing, loving person. And they are in alignment with that within themselves, and they're willing to keep kind of with you and the different people in your life. I'm willing to try to look at life from your perspective. You know, we don't all view life the same way. We can all feel different ways about different things. It's like, really, why do you view it that way? Why do you think that way about it? And we don't have to be in agreement with everyone. I can like doing all these things that we like doing, whatever, gardening, mechanics, astrology, astronomy, math, science, whatever. We can all have different things that we enjoy, but the thing about high vibe people is they respect that each other are individuals. You have your own unique talent, skills, and interest. I view you as a loving person. I have my own. You view me as a loving person. We work together in love, and we have this area where we overlap. And that's our relationship and the bigger goal that we're working towards. But we respect that each other has his own individual things that we don't have to. I don't have to want to go bowling with you. I'm going to go do snowcat racing. That's fine. It isn't about group think and it has to be this way. That would be more stubborn and defensive to anything different. No, if I do this, you have to do this. If you like that, that's wrong. You have to like this. It's accepting that everybody's individuals and we still just want to keep working together because we love each other and enjoy each other's company. And the people that are in your life that are like that are willing to stand up. You're willing to stand up and defend them, and they're willing to stand up and defend you. And you could have some new friendships or relationships coming your way. And as you're moving forward in this energy, there's other people that might want to invest in you. And then I think you're just going to listen to your intuition, because if you're a loving, nurturing, supportive, authentic, warm, giving person, there's going to be other people who's like, oh, I don't want to hang out with the people I'm at. I want to come be in a relationship with you. But they're kind of that way. They just weren't getting indulged enough, or the people they were in a relationship with were standing up to them. So now they want to get rid of them and they're just looking, and you're just going to listen to your intuition and you could get to know people, but you could hold back. The Three of Pentacles can be getting to know people. The Wands and the Swords can be about communication, but you're going to hold back from more emotionally investing in someone in a more emotionally involved way because you've learned to be careful, is what the Seven of Pentacles can talk about. who you invest your time, energy, and effort into, and your more hopeful, believing nature, because we are these emotionally complex human beings who get entangled up in shit. And I don't want to get myself tangled up in someone who might be stubborn, prideful, immature, defensive, bossy, controlling, more ego focused or image focused or indulgence focused. I am going to invest in finding out the truth about who you are before I invest my more hopeful, believing nature into you. I can have a lot of people I'm friends with, that I'm social acquaintances with. I don't have that type of relationship where I kind of let my more hopeful, believing, loving nature kind of more be in the relationship. I can have a lot of people at work and in friendships and in the community that I know. Can I offer them love and encouragement and hope and resources? Yes. But until I know that there's someone who's really kind of maybe balanced, and Virgo and Pisces are on opposite sides of the zodiac wheel, and it is about finding balance between not letting our over loving, nurturing nature indulge people in poor behavior, and for us not to, we have to maintain balance within ourselves. And sometimes we have to, in our worldly nature, kind of discipline if we're kind of over loving and over giving to people, that, to protect our loving nature. And not in a defensive way of I don't want to do love, but I'm not going to just invest in that way with people without me being illuminated to having found out the truth of what drives and motivates them. Because I've already done that before. What's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Virgo energy that they might not see coming? The Nine of Swords in reverse, because of love. If you've had enough life experience dealing with people who are more immature, selfish, bossy, controlling, manipulative, try to prove a point by acting in stubbornness, like trying to make you quit standing up for what you believe in because they want you to do the relationship the way they want, where you're kind of indulging them in their poor behavior. It takes practice, but you get some practice under your belt. You don't let people get you caught up in your head anymore. I see you are who you are. Could I be attracted to you when I first meet you and I want to get to know you? Yes. But I'm not going to invest in you and get in a more involved relationship with you if I'm seeing that you have these shadowy traits and characteristics, and I'm not going to stay up in my head about it. It can take years and decades for people to get out of their more self-centered, defensive, worldly, immature nature, and some people will never get out of it, and I don't stay up in my head about it. There are people who are on the same page as me. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy my life and my friends and my family and whatever else. I'm not going to stay up in a mental prison. My dream isn't codependent on a certain person being in my life, because my dream, if they're not on the same page as me, my dream can't come into reality with them anyway. So I get out of my head about it. I stand up for what I believe in. They're going to go live their life and do it the way they want to do it. And so long as they can find someone who's willing to do it that way with them, great. I hope you both enjoy your life. But that's not my truth. And I've already realized that's not my truth. And that's not the type of relationship I want to be in. So you're not going to be up in your head about it. Why? Because of love. Love is what is the answer to keep setting us free, so we don't get stuck in our ego and in relationships that we shouldn't be in. Love sets us free to love and believe in ourselves, to stand up for what we believe in, and we're willing to be a student of life. My dream couldn't come into reality with them, so God must have another plan for my life. And I'm going to, I'll keep expanding my perception of myself and how I view the world, and be open to what I am trying to manifest in my reality, and I believe that the divine works with me to do that. So I will keep standing up for what I believe in, investing my time and energy into the people who are on the same page as me, not investing my time and energy into the people who aren't on the same page as me. And it's kind of like continuing to take steps in that direction. And when we keep taking steps in that direction versus that direction, we get closer to where we're going. And the reason is because of love. And I think you will have new beginnings in love because you didn't let yourself stay up in your head and in your defensive nature or fearful nature. Not everyone's the same. And we know that. And we also have learned to listen to our intuition, where before we maybe didn't really listen to our intuition, but we're not as naive and gullible as we were before. Now we know there's people in the world who don't even want to do love. We know now people can just be more immature and selfish and egotistical and more about themselves. And before we maybe couldn't understand that, because if you're a loving, nurturing person, you'd think everybody wants to do love. But for some people, that is the last thing. That is like the devil. That is where they could really get hurt. And some people will never do love because they're just not willing to take that risk. They've maybe been hurt before, and until they work through that, if they ever do, they'll look for people to indulge them in their defensive nature or whatever shadowy other way of being they have. And if they can find someone who's willing to do that, then bully for them. They found the right person for them. But it wasn't you. I want to be in a relationship with someone who wants to do love and open to love. So what's coming up for the people who harness a more shadowy, worldly Virgo energy, more about themselves or indulging in these things of the world, or materialistic, or just got some lessons to learn in life? What's coming up for them that they don't see coming? And there's some people that are very prideful and egotistical, and they think they should be indulged in a relationship. If they want to invest in their more immature nature, oh, well, you're stuck on me. You love me. I can go do whatever the hell I want, and I guess you're not going anywhere. And some people, that's how they view life. What's coming up for them they don't see coming? High Priestess, Ten of Swords. Why? Because of the Star card. There's shadowy people in the world right now trying to manipulate someone, trying to get someone to maybe get in a relationship with them, stay in a relationship with them, stay in a marriage with them, or get married to them. They want to look like they've moved on, that they've had a victory worth defending. But if they keep trying to get in relationships with people who have hope and faith in their dreams, they can use all their talent, skills, and interests to try to manipulate someone, but they can't manipulate someone's life force energy and a gift that they've been given from the divine, which is their intuition. And the people in their life who listen to their intuition aren't willing to backstab themselves and their dreams. And then those people get out of a relationship with them because their dreams are different. Either these people are all about themselves, everybody else is supposed to put aside their pride and ego in this relationship, but never me, or it's all about ego and image. And the other people don't want a relationship just because of the ego and image, or have to continually indulge someone in their ego, where like they can't be their own individual person, have their own viewpoints, have their own unique things that they like to invest their time and energy into, look at life differently. And eventually those people aren't willing to keep staying in a relationship with them anymore. They need to quit trying to manipulate more hopeful, believing, loving nature people and get in relationships with people who are more on the same page as them. But then a problem is, if they get in a relationship with someone who's like them, if it's all money and materialism and status and image, and that's both what they're driven by, and they both are defensive to letting their more authentic nature out to play, well, they might end up in a relationship that they're maybe hiding they'd like to get out of, but by worldly standards, it has all those things that they want. So even though they don't really want to be in it, feel stuck in it, maybe feel backstabbed in it, they're willing to stay in relationships for those things of the world that are so important to them. If having a certain status and image in the world is the most important thing, I don't care if it's not love. I don't care if it's not the relationship of my dreams. It has those things of the world, and they live more from their mind than their heart. And if that's what they think is the most important thing, then that's their truth. And some of them, if they are in a relationship with someone who they think is more on the same page as them, they're willing to give up the dreams that they would have if they were aligned with their more emotionally loving, intuitive nature. They're willing to sacrifice that dream for this more worldly dream. And I do think they'll end up feeling backstabbed and betrayed eventually. Because again, if other people are in a relationship with them for those reasons, and it's not love, well, what if someone else comes along that has more status, ego, image, more attractive, more willing to indulge them? Maybe they're also kind of full of themselves and like the scales of justice kind of more tipped in their favor. And if there are people who like, oh my gosh, there's someone who's stuck. This did look really good and it had a lot of good things, but I think I can manipulate this person more and I think they'd indulge me more. Or maybe they have more money and status and image. I'm going to go get in a relation. There's no loyalty because they weren't in it for love anyway. So in a shadowy relationship, either people are equally kind of trying to indulge each other for their own purposes, or they both kind of want to be the more indulged person. And if one of them, at any time in the relationship where one person wants them to kind of curb themselves a little bit, how dare you? I will go find someone else. I am in my ego. How dare you think I need to temper myself or grow up or mature myself? I'll go find someone else. Because some people can be very prideful and egotistical. So we'll end it there. There you go, Virgo energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.